Like Mao, wow, wow, cow, Mao, anything like that?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Woo! How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
He's got it.
You're gonna go back at me with that. It was like the kid with the banjo.
This is the Schmo with the pros, the Hall of Famer Matt Serra, and the one and only Dean Thomas here on Fight Island, the W Hotel. How we doing?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
Hey, the Schmo can't complain. How are you doing, Matt?
I can't complain either. We're on Fight Island. Yes. I was in a rooftop pool this morning.
Yes. You can't complain about that. The Schmo knows you guys like it down here. You're hanging with the boss man looking for a fight. There's a lot of great things going on around these parts. We saw Conor McGregor just walk through the doors. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he's here. So many great storylines. And you got your podcast.
UFC Unfiltered?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It sure is. Do you listen?
Occasionally.
Well, you got to maybe, put that on your things to do list. You should come on.
I've been waiting for the invite. That's why we were setting that up there, Matt.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. I'll give you a call. How's things with you? Are you quite busy? Are you getting a lot of interviews? And before you even answer, I seen you interview Michael Chiesa, and you were talking about Mario Kart.
Yes.
Can I chime in?
Absolutely.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. But you kids got to get with the times, man. High tech, man. You got to get with the virtual reality. What?
Yeah, the Schmo doesn't do that. We don't have time for the headsets and all the craze.
No. I don't listen. I'm not getting sponsored by them. You ever see Ready Player One?
Yes, great
It
movie.
might be uninteresting, but listen, there's some nerds out there like, oh, listen to me. This thing's amazing. You don't even need a PC. You put this thing on, you got your thing, and you're in your little world. You're murking fools. It's so much fun. All right, but back to some MMA action.
Yes, there's a million places the Schmo can take this interview, but let's just start off with this. The other night, you guys were looking for a fight.
Yes.
You were sitting there with the boss man and Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle. It was moments after the closed door meeting and everything like that. What was it like watching fights with the Eagle?
Man, it was cool, man, because, he's super smart. And you could see why he is considered the GOAT, because, he's on another level in terms of his intelligence and the way he approaches the game.
So you consider him the GOAT over John Jones just because you threw out the GOAT word?
Yeah, I'm going to have to right now because, it's just, his accomplishments are kind of undeniable. And let me tell you something. Don't listen to him about this virtual reality stuff. You're the hardest working man in MMA. Keep doing what you're doing.
We need more than one mic for this interview. We're going to do the best we can. Matt, what'd you want to say?
This is what I wanted to say. Because I like to listen. If you ask me about who's the best ever and yada, yada, it's all great. Everybody's got opinions. They're like, buttholes. Yeah. But this is what I wanted to say. You asked about us sitting down with Khabib.
Yeah.
Okay. Dean Thomas left out a certain part of that story. And this is why this is what happens. So Dean's talking to him, and he mentioned the Dean. Do you want me to tell it, or do you want to tell it?
No, you go ahead, tell it. No.
You sure? Okay.
You're a better storyteller.
Okay, no. So he mentions the Dean. He goes, you beat one of my teammates. So Dean Thomas has a lot of fights. You know what I mean?
He's fought you, too.
Yeah, he's fought me, too. We'll talk about that maybe another time. Listen. But, so he brought up that he beat one of his opponents. So Dean goes, oh, who? He goes, Josh Thompson. Long story short, he thought he was Yves Edwards. That's not right. And I love Khabib. But that's. So then he explained to him who he was. And then he said to him that, Khabib, what is his name? Do you know who this is?
Dean Thomas.
Hey.
Brother, he beat you, brother.
Khabib, waited a long time.
Prove that.
How was everything?
Hey, you're the GOAT. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
How are you
True
guys?
story. Good to see you. We
Fortune fights with you last night. Yes.
bringing up how you thought maybe he might have been a different fighter. Maybe. But listen, I get confused
It was
too.
bullshit decision.
Hey, but
It was a bullshit decision.
hey, Khabib, one question. You don't want to fight GSP? You don't want to fight him? GSP, George St. Pierre.
Fight with me. Hey, I just talked with him in Instagram direct. Now you want I talk about in bed?
No, you did. Did you?
This guy. I have to see this guy. GSP, when we're gonna come back? Please, let me know. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. Say hello to GSP.
Okay.
Say hello to GSP.
Okay. Appreciate that. Oh, he comes right through the interview.
Ain't that great? Ain't that great? You got the GOAT walking right through. And you know what I think? I think his ears were ringing. Because I think he knows. But at least you now know it's a true story.
Yes, it is. Now let's talk about GSP for a second, man. Because you beat that guy, man. The biggest upset in UFC history, man.
That thing's huge. Yeah. You know what's a fun fight, though? My fight versus Frank Trigg. Why are you covering? Why?
Because I don't know. We just saw him the other day.
Yeah.
He was refereeing the fights the other day, isn't it?
I won't listen. The only reason I say it, because listen, Schmo, I don't hold grudges.
We're not assuming anything.
Maybe a little bit. But listen, when I was going to fight him back in the day, and this is over 10 years ago, he called me Schnooky from the Jersey Shore. Why would you laugh at that, Schmo?
It's a good reference. The Schmo's got great memories thinking about the Jersey Shore.
So anyway, sometimes I like to attack the guy. Because I don't like to talk about George, because George is such a nice guy. You know, and then he beat my ass in the rematch. Okay. So we're even.
Of course you are. But did you want to see George fight Khabib? That's what I was asking right there. There's no interest, no super fight. Is George too up there on the age, pushing 40?
Listen, first of all, no, George St. Pierre's in phenomenal. I mean, look what George St. Pierre came back and he beat Michael Bisping. I know, Michael Bisping, the warrior he is, was fighting with one eye and nobody even knew it and this and that. But still, to come back and win the middleweight championship after a layoff, and George St. Pierre is just amazing. I think that was almost underappreciated how he came back and he did that because there's so many fights now and it's just that's great and also we move on to the next thing, but that was really a phenomenal thing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the last guy to beat him, Schmo. Okay. Actually, technically Captain America is the last guy to beat him.
Let's talk about a great thing that happened here the last time around Fight Island. Diego Sanchez's trainer, the guru, Josh Fabia, he came at you, man. Confrontational over here, but you wanted nothing to do with that smoke. You rode that thing off, man. How do you handle yourself so great during controversy?
Well, listen, I was having breakfast with my good friend Dean Thomas, and it's at a time when I haven't had a nice day, a meal with a friend in a long time. I don't see Dean too often. Everybody's been locked down, so I finally, first time in months, get to have a breakfast. I'm shooting the shit, and the guy comes over, and it's kind of rude on his behalf. Dean Thomas knows me. I'm not going around looking for trouble. I stay to myself. I'm a husband and a father. I play my virtual reality. I don't bother nobody. But don't fuck with me.
No one should fuck with you. You hold down the fort. Remember what happened in the Red Rock buffet line? You subdued that guy. No one should mess with this guy when it's over breakfast, right, Dean?
Yeah, man, and that's why. But of all the people I know, nobody takes less shit than Matt. Okay. Yeah. So when but what I'm saying is like if you come up and he feels the slightest bit of disrespect, he gonna check you. Yeah. And he had to check homeboy. He checked him. Yes, he did. And I filmed it just like this. I was like...
And listen, no one has a more personable relationship with the boss man than you two gents right here. You guys get to go on the private yachts, the private planes. What's the best thing that you guys get to do with Uncle Dana White that no one gets to see nor talk about? Because there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors. We'll start with you, Dean, because I feel like Matt's hogging the microphone.
Nah, I think, the best thing with Dana is that he's not afraid to share his opinions and give his insight and help you in terms of like, this is what you should be doing to further your career. And like, that's more important than anything. Cause like, you can give a man $1, but you know what I'm saying? You want to teach him how to make his own money. And I think Dana's good about that.
Yeah. And you can lead a horse to water, Dean Thomas. What else are we talking about? I'm only kidding. He likes to bring out these old fucking sayings. What's the question?
You can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
You can't make that horse drink if he's not thirsty.
Yeah.
The question's what? What's the best thing about hanging out with Dana?
Yeah, about Dana, the behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't get to see, man.
I'll tell you right now, what's great about the show we're doing, Dana White Looking For a Fight on YouTube, is that you're pretty much, we forget the camera's on, man. We're having a good time. So it's just, whenever I know we're doing one of these shows, it's basically me like, and I don't want to like downplay the hard work I do, but it's me hanging out with a couple of my buddies, and if we're having a good time, usually the people watching are having a good time. It's as simple as that, Schmo.
Yeah. Can we go back to fighting for 2 seconds here? There's a huge fight in the bantamweight division. Aljamain Sterling, your guy, the Funk Master, finally getting the opportunity against Petr Yan. We got the title on the line. It's going to be approaching here pretty soon. He's been going back and forth between New York, a Long Island stud muffin, and his new home in Las Vegas.
Yes.
What do you anticipate from the Funk Master, man?
Why would I have to belch exactly at that time when you asked me that? Is this going live?
It's in the Schmo, man.
It's okay, Schmo. Listen, what I expect is for Aljamain Sterling to be the new bantamweight champion. I mean, no, he's going to be. I believe he will be champion. Styles make fights. He's stylistically, Aljo could do it all. I feel versus Peter Yan, it's a very bad matchup for Peter Yan. It just is. Aljo, especially in the grappling realm, but everywhere else. But there's levels, and I feel Corey Sandhagen, and I don't mean any disrespect. I mean style-wise, it's a harder fight than, at least on paper, than Peter Yan for Aljo.
Fresh question for you, Dean Thomas. Who do you anticipate wins in the welterweight showdown between Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman? We're talking about two guys that have had, 100-plus sparring sessions together, shared the same gym. You get Usman going over to Elevation in Colorado.
You know, Usman is a hard guy to beat, man. He's a hard guy to get out of position. I really can't see him losing, man. Like, he's so difficult to shake up. Like, he's always aware of what's going on, man. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so I don't think Gilbert Burns is going to be the guy to push him to a mistake.
Does speed get the victory in the Izzy and Blachowicz fight?
Jan Blachowicz?
Jan Blachowicz, light heavyweight championship bout.
So you're asking me who's going to win that fight?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. You know what? I feel, and I like the Polish power. I do. You know what I mean? I think he's got devastating power, but I think that Israel Adesanya, his precision, his accuracy, is just the way he moves. He's got so much kickboxing experience that I think he'll see the punches coming. He's going to outstrike him, and I would give the advantage to Israel Adesanya.
Two more fights. Let's talk about the heavyweight rematch between Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic, and then we'll get you out of here on Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, the rematch, this time in the lightweight division. The first time they fought, it was at featherweight. Which one wants to go first? Who's taking which one?
What do you say now about... I'll talk about the Conor fight.
Give it to Matt.
All right, Matt.
Okay. Now, I feel, and again, this is kind of obvious. Very early on, Conor McGregor is talk about precise. He might be the most precise striker in the whole UFC. Just so accurate, pinpoint, very dangerous in the opening rounds. He finds the mark. But if this goes past 2 rounds, I'm giving it to Dustin Poirier. He gets better as the fight goes on. He's very durable. If there's a little less pop on Conor's, with Conor's power and his strikes, I think Dustin's going to be able to eat it and go through it. And again, you got to understand, this is at 155, not 145. I don't know if he's able to. He might be able to take the shots a lot better at this weight. Look at what he's done since. So, and he's been in there with heavy. You look at what Justin Gaethje did with Tony Ferguson, and then you look at Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. I mean, he's a durable guy. I just think Conor's going to be very dangerous in the first 2 rounds.
No mental real estate from what happened the first time they met?
I don't believe so. I believe that he's grown. Again, this was 6 years ago? How many fights, how many battles he had since, and you mature as not only a fighter, but as a person. I think Dustin's going to be straight mentally.
And that's when Las Vegas was introduced to Conor McGregor for the first time. Dean, take the heavyweights away.
I like where Francis Ngannou has come along with his career. I think he's done a good job with that, but I can't bet against Stipe. He looked phenomenal. Like, he moves like a middleweight now. Yeah. Like, the way he looked against DC, man, like, he was in shape. He was smaller, which I think helps him because he moves better. I think that, he's just more well-rounded, has a higher fight IQ than Ngannou, and as long as he stays away from his power early, I think he's gonna run away with it.
Yeah, when he went to the body in the second match against DC in Anaheim, when he went there, it changed the fight later in the rounds.
His last fight with DC, he almost looked like he's been swimming or something. Like, he's got like more of an athletic build. He's never looked in better.
You didn't hear he went swimming with Helene Sports? She's training for the Olympics. He went in the pool with her.
She's training for the Olympics?
She's training for the Olympics, but he didn't swim with her. But we're going to make it happen one day.
That's wild. I'm not a great swimmer.
Yeah, you don't look like you got the body for it.
I sink. Schmo, I go right down.
We'll do the breaststroke one day. We'll get your form going right.
I do like a kind of a doggy paddle thing.
That's more like, that with the flirt type kid.
It's not too good.
No. All right, guys. I feel like we could sit here for a long, long time. Wait, did you have a prediction though?
Fun.
Did you have a
What?
prediction
What
for
am I
Stipe
predicting
and Francis, or are you going with Stipe just like this guy?
No, I'm going with Stipe. I think Stipe is just he might be the best heavyweight ever. I mean, he really might be.
Well, who would be better?
I don't know. Are you right?
Maybe.
What?
No, I'm saying when you talk about in their primes, maybe Kane in his prime looked better, but I don't know.
All I know is people got, they're jiu-jitsu guys. They love the no-gi. They love the leg locks. I'm looking at Schmo's jacket, and I just start to get almost like I haven't had pizza in a while, and somebody puts a stuffed crust in front of me. I'm just saying, you don't want, nobody's getting a blue belt in Serra BJJ if they can't put somebody to sleep with a North Face jacket on.
Okay.
Or, I'm not going to mess up your jacket, but can I see something?
Absolutely.
Can I see something?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up your... But if I go here and I go here, preferably underneath. Schmo. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Can't help himself.
We can cut that out if we have to.
No, it's okay. We do it live.
I had a good time, Schmo. Did you... listen, UFC Unfiltered, you were going to say it's on...
100%. When you having the Schmo on?
Anytime, I'll check the schedule. And also, Dana White looking for a fight. That's all I got to say. Matt Serra, BJJ on Instagram. And that's it.
Yes. Final,
what about
final message for you, Dean?
Oh, I thought you was giving me a handshake.
We can do that.
Can we do that? Yeah. So the Dean Diaries. Can we? Yes. Don't. How you gonna forget about the Dean Diaries?
What about the Dean?
No. Tell me.
Nah, we'll tell you next time. Anyway, Dean's got a good show. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm out in Fight Island. I'm shooting another episode of the Dean Diaries. It's gonna be really cool. I don't want to give away the premise just yet, but But listen, check for it. You guys are gonna love it.
It goes a lot like this. But for instance, this is how it opens up. Dear Diary, is it too early to reboot barbershop? We could use Ice Cube's son. And then the next episode, they get more into stuff like that. It's not like that at all. It's not
He's
like
the ultimate hype man. The pros, Matt Serra, Dean Thomas on Fight Island. I'm the Schmo. We're out.
Was that fun? I've never been fun. That was fucking amazing. That was a fun one, wasn't it? We finally got it.